talking about tacos off stream. It was
We're
exciting.
talking about-
but on stream, we're talking about GG Zeus and FX Lunchables.
All right,
That was good, man.
Delfino
That's pretty
Secret,
good.
man.
Delfino Secret. Okay, so Sonic versus Toon Link. Obviously, one character who is really fast on the ground, and another character who has so many projectiles to go ahead and stifle that movement. And you're seeing Lunchables already retreating, giving up a little bit of stage control so he can start up the projectile-based neutral. And the payoff right now is about a 40% difference between these two characters. Lunchables has been playing fantastic this entire tournament, and he's come out on top against Zeus pretty consistently. But look, as we can see, if Zeus is able to close the gap, notice how much damage he's able to put on. Already nearly evening up the odds before Lunchables is able to use that disjointed hitbox to go ahead and put some nice juggles together.
You're definitely right. The damage potency is here, and Lunchables does a good job of controlling the space, using the disjoints, using these aerials, but also using the projectile game. So expect, though, the combo game from Lunchables to be pretty crazy, especially on this stage where it's naturally shifting with the platforms. You can expect things like back air to combo back into back air, and as soon as you get them to those higher percentages, up B is going to be the kill move to look for. But Sonic, on the other hand, has a pretty multi-purpose tool using this fair. You'll use it as something of the sour spot to continue the combo game to going, but he also has those spike hitbox towards the end directly on that heel. Great finish with the back air, though, from Zeus, and now we're kind of getting back into the neutral. The thing that comes around dash dance characters, like Sonic, is that they have this awesome movement speed, but when you have disjointed projectiles that are coming out there, it stops the avenues of approach that you have available.
Ooh, that was beautiful usage of that bomb there to set up for that up smash. Going to be taking the stock, evening up the stock count right now to 3 apiece. Lunchables still at about a 30% deficit, but like we said, if you can just keep Zeus out, if you can pester him from afar, then you can rack up a lot of percentage while eating minimal damage. But the one thing that Zeus has done that I really enjoy in this game is that he's capitalizing on the fact that Lunchables sometimes, to start this projectile game, is giving up some stage control. Because of that, we're seeing the adaptation. Lunchables now going more hand-to-hand with his combat, trying to go ahead and face Zeus a bit more head-on, not really giving up as much stage control.
Absolutely, and those are the disjoints that I'm definitely referring to. So now, using that great burst movement, that's the thing to also keep in mind, is that between the two of them, granted, you have great foot speed, and you do see the control, but the X factor here is the quickness that you get from a character like Sonic. Sometimes the conversions are a little bit lackluster, like you saw how he kind of rolled out there from that, and then he kind of was at a disadvantage. That's not going to kill.
Yeah, that's not going to do it just yet. Zeus, I appreciate the style, I appreciate the flair, but a touch too early. Maybe in about 30 more percent or so we can see some options like that working out. Zeus getting another nice back throw. We've seen him actually get that back throw a couple of times, and the farther the Lunchables goes towards the sides of the stage, the more potent it's going to be for him to connect the back air and for that to actually result in a KO. Lunchables going to be taking that stock again. Those bombs so pivotal in setting up for his KO options. You can expect him to use those consistently, not only to rack up percentage, but also to go ahead and set up for some nice finishers.
Correct. And, you know, he's doing a great job of trying to cover options here. Now, the dash, you're seeing that multiple times that he's getting these spare hits, stray hits here and there. Zeus, oh my goodness, trying to use the up B, and the ability to act out of up B is only unique to a handful of characters in this game. So now that when you have those options, the ability to launch yourself to super high areas, you can then have KO options that far up. It's a big help here, especially with these stages with particularly high ceilings.
Can I talk about that forward air that Zeus did on the side? The other two aerials that he went for were pretty telegraphed, going for the up B after he launched him upwards, then going for the forward air after throwing him forwards. But the option that he selected as he was trying to make it back onto stage to use the forward air, caught Lunchables off guard. It gave Zeus enough stage control to result in the conversions that we saw at the end there.
But we definitely want to make sure we highlight right now, this is a kind of a rare sight as Lunchables is behind right now. And it's the lead is kind of only growing here. Zeus is doing a great job of finishing. What a conversion at the end. That was crazy.
That was nuts. So Lunchables has the bomb in play, right? It's like his option, basically, to be able to use it to get that extra little bit of recovery. But that option gets stuffed out entirely the second that the heel slams on his forehand. That was phenomenal. And I think Lunchables is going to have to use a bathroom break after that one. I don't blame him.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, man.
So sick.
I don't blame him. I'd be shitting bricks too, all right?
That was pretty
Zeus
crazy.
playing like a monster right now. Like a monster.
Oh.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
I'm really excited to see what Chewie's going to bring to the table. So,
I mean, I feel like he brought so much already. What else can he bring?
wave dashing.
Ganondorf? For no reason?
Look, here's the thing. Like, Chewie's really good player, but he's like, I make this reference all the time. It's like, you have two kinds of players, right? There's like old school guys that are like super read heavy and read oriented, right? And then you have new school guys that have a lot of tech, right? And you could see that that shift, like, particularly in Street Fighter, it's really prevalent, and also in Melee. Like, you could see guys like OG Melee players, like Blue Zap, versus, like, guys like Pew Pew U. Like, you see, like, the complete shift in styles, the different amount of technology. Arc is another example of a super technical player that's, like, clearly grown over time and just seen amazing growth in it. So when you look at two different kind of styles, Chewy is definitely the kind of guy that's like, I don't need the tech. Instead, I need the read. I know what you want. I know what you're going to do, and I'm going to capitalize on that. And I'm going to give you those counters.
Yeah, and I feel like he's one of those players who, even though he doesn't have a lot of tech per se, he definitely workshops some of those follow-ups, right?
Yeah.
That's why we saw him. He was so on point whenever he got those grabs. He would pretty consistently land those aerials afterwards, and he did a great job in Game 1. Lunchables reacting and adjusting. No projectiles this time, instead opting for a movement-based character, going with Marth.
I love this pick. I love this pick a lot. So I have to play this matchup quite a bit against Dan. So the big thing that I want to put out is, so when I play against Savage, what I'm doing a lot of is I use quick aerials and strong punishes. That is an example of a bordery forward smash that was a very nice punish. But in the neutral, what you're doing is you're trying to control that space in front of you with these disjoints. The best way to do it is down tilt. Because it directly affects the foot speed. Now, once you start conditioning them to say, hey, you don't get to dash in here. This isn't free. I will press this button and you won't get in. And then you're potentially at the range for grabs and I can hurt you even more. Instead, they start jumping in. And that's where forward air, that's where forward tilt, that's where up tilt starts coming in. It's a general cycle of conditioning that you're going to be able to do. But you have to be able to know when to press that button.
And on top of that, by forcing the opponent who's Sonic to jump, they lose one of their best tools, that quick ground mobility. So it serves as a 2-for-1. Not only are you conditioning them to jump, but you're also making them give up one of their most valuable resources.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes you'll even get these Sonics that just love going for homing attacks too, that start mixing that in eventually. And it can be problematic at times, but this is exactly what I'm talking about, where you have this fantastic down tilt and you're continuing these strings. Chewy is getting hard stock right now. Lunchables still on his first stock. We're still in the triple digits here, and Zeus can definitely end this stock if he gets one good read. But right now, Lunchables is not even going to give him a chance. This is the king of dash dancing in DFW.
And look at him. He almost connected with that forward smash after nailing him with the forward air. Gets the grab follow-up afterwards and sends him near that top platform. I like the way that Zeus fell there. He didn't go straight for the top platform, but he made it ambiguous as to where he was going, whether it was going to be top, side, or straight to the bottom of the stage itself.
Oof, that's going to be a good finish there. And granted, he had already flatlined out because he was, when you down tilt so much, you're going to get caught eventually down tilting and you're going to flatline out because of the downward DI. But whenever you get out of that range, it's so important that Sonic put out those projectiles because you're struggling so much as Marth. Getting close. He got let the tipper neutral be. He's going to be looking for the spike here? No, he's just going for the forward smash. Just incorrect in space. He's going to try to push in here and continue to threaten. We can expect him to drop back down, up tilt. Yeah, he tried reverse up tilting there. He gets for the homing attack that was going to drop down on top of him because up tilt also has reverse hitbox.
That's true, and this is where Zeus has really struggled. Anytime Lunchables has had him off of the stage and forced a recovery option, Zeus just has not been able to really recover. It's that disjointed hitbox. It covers so much, and it's making it so difficult for Zeus to really put up any sort of recovery option.
So now it's the question of, does Zeus go to his other characters? He has a depth in pocket. I know he has a Ganon. I know he has a couple other characters. Both him and Azer are kind of these guys that have at least 4 or 5 different characters that they can just pull out at any time that are just really good options. But
well, let's see. I think the stage selection is going to have a big part to play with it as well.
So what is he going to bust out?
Maybe a swap here? An Ike would be crazy here from Zeus.
Here's the thing with Zeus's Ike, it's really funny to watch.
But what about his snake?
This I've never seen before.
This I have never seen before.
This I've never seen before.
So what's worth
it's
noting...
It's not surprising, though, considering his company that he keeps.
Exactly. The fellow Greek god Azer is known as the snake main in our area and one of the best snake mains in the world. So he's definitely been repping and practicing some of that tech with him, but will it be enough? Azer, if I remember correctly, hasn't really beaten Lunchables before. And so I don't know if Zeus can really do this. Honestly, I thought that he'd go for Sonic given the stage choice that he chose. It would have given him a lot more room to run around. And already under 30 seconds, a stock on. This pick just not looking in Zeus's favor.
Yeah, I can understand a pick where you kind of limit the amount of movement, but this isn't necessarily terrible either, because it's so important that you have a character like Snake that
It's
allows you
looking
to
pretty
recover.
terrible.
Oh my
It's
God.
looking pretty terrible. Under 40 seconds, 2 stocks gone, and he's not even able to land the forward air afterwards. He was a touch too low.
Well,
It canceled his attack before it was able to execute.
The reason why I was going to say initially that the stage isn't bad is because you have a little bit of an angle there when it comes to the edges, so that you can use the C4 bomb, launch yourself back up, attack on the wall. It's a little bit easier on stages that have an angle versus something that's necessarily just straight vertical.
Can we talk about how Zeus is still playing this like he's the Sonic main? So many forward airs. So many forward airs going for these heel spikes. I gotta love it. But those F smashes from Lunchables, they are so devastating, and they are shredding apart Zeus's stocks, nearly resulting in another KO in favor of Lunchables. Getting the grab is big. Walking back, trying to set up for the F smash, but Zeus able to go ahead and get the shield in.
Yeah, no punish at all, though, for the loading the gun. I could have imagined that he would have just walked in there and forward smash potentially, but didn't get a chance. Now, this is something that you have to look out for when it comes to snakes in general. In neutral, they're not afraid to shoot out the gun, especially if you have characters that have burst movement or are able to get in there very quickly. Because it controls that horizontal space, even if you get the mistiming just for a second, you could be dealing with a huge punish or the regrab situations and lose a lot of positioning.
Can we talk about how Lunchables saw that Zeus was just going to be shielding and wasn't going to be giving him the roll that he was looking for? So he waited till the shield decay was low enough to the point where he could get a down tilt to shield poke.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Not even going for the side B into the up tilt. Instead, hops right up, attempting to go for the Hancock. But Snake on that heavier side, not going to die just yet. 212% and counting on Zeus as Lunchables still at 1.
He got it with just the up air at the last second.
Wow!
He ran into the bomb, enough to take him off the top.
You know,
fantastic finish.
I don't know if Zeus is going to be walking away with this set, but he's definitely going to be walking away with both of the replays. Up air from Lunchables is going to be putting Zeus at just 1. With only 50% on Lunchables, things are looking incredibly dire.
He sent him to the Shadow Realm, but he's only got more to go. Last stock here for Zeus. So I'm curious what he has. So I'd say a lot of Zeus. Oh, he gets the stick. So a lot of what Zeus is and a lot of Snakes, they have these bombs that they set up across the edge, and they'll set up for combo games. Those C4 tricks in particular, as soon as you set them into the off-stage game, they'll go for the forward air to finish them off.
Maybe a sign of life here from Zeus, able to take out that stock despite Lunchables' great tech. He does, however, get that F smash, launching Zeus sideways. He's going to be trying to battle back onto the stage.
He got him, that's what I'm telling you about.
Just in time, as well as C4. Trying to go ahead. It went all in with that option. It could cost him, but another great tech is going to allow him to escape before getting slammed by that F smash. 129%. He's off stage, and he's not going to have enough time to detonate that C4.
That was a lot of fun to watch. We definitely got to see some shenanigans back and forth between the two of them. But, you know, fantastic play. Look at this. Up tilt, up air, re-grab, dunk. This is the caliber of play that we can expect from a high-end Marth, and Lunchables definitely shows it.
No, but we can't forget this great conversion as well. But just the boot?
Just the boot.
Just the boot?
Das Boot?
That's crazy. That was crazy. Fantastic play. Seriously, huge props to Zeus. I think that was the first time that he's taken a game from Lunchables. And despite a really rough start, he made it look relatively close.
Yeah.